La 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 la. Right, cup of tea and then ready. Almost ready. Almost. I'm clicking on here. Yeah, my chat program. That's what I wanted to do. Perfect. They stole my Christmas socks idea. The monsters! Oh, I was getting some designed as well. Right. Ugh. God damn it. Why is there so much to do all the time? I haven't got time. Do it. Hello. Hello. What's going on here? Get rid of this. Yeah. What's this? Oh. Yeah, I was getting tea. That's what was happening. Right. Let's lower some of this audio. Alright, that's the right volume wise, right? Let's make that happen. my head's cut off. You're going to have to bear with me today. Same as any other time you watch me, to be honest. I've got a cold. I'm exceptionally rough. More rough than normal. Double rough. But I hope everyone is doing okay. If you'd like to ask any questions during the stream, I haven't even set my lights up. Just don't fucking matter. We're dealing with it live. High quality you can expect for content creators such as myself. I've got some standard tea, some black tea, milk and sugar. Been drinking whiskey, aspirin, honey and lemon. My dad's sort yourself out if when you've got a cold recipe. It's pretty good. If it had some proper decongestant in it as well, it'd be great. But yeah, so I've been super busy because there's lots of stuff I'm testing in 3.8, but and getting ready for the live release. And there's a lot of gameplay and stuff I'd like to do when 3.8 goes live. But the servers are being stress tested on and off, it seems. So quite often you'll get 30k errors for hours on end, and then it'll be fine for a bit. And typically it's fine in the very early morning, which is normally when I'd be recording, but I've been waking up like 4 hours later than normal because I'm just rough and can't sleep at night. And I haven't completed Boneworks yet, again because I've had a cold. And I'm sorting out Christmas for my family, looking after my dad and stuff as well. But I'm doing the Christmas cooking this year. It's for the family, so there's a few of us. So I'll be cooking all that. And I'm supposed to be playing MechWarrior later today with Cameron. I haven't even I've bought MechWarrior 5. I haven't even done a tutorial yet. So if I'm feeling okay after the stream, I'm going to try and complete Boneworks. I'm like 3/4 of the way through the game, I think. And then I'll try and get the MechWarrior tutorial done. And then I would expect, let's get on to more Star Citizen things. I would expect Star Citizen to go to 3.8 live this weekend. Even if it's sort of like a build of it that is not complete, and they like are planning to do a hotfix like the week after, sort of thing, before the new year. That would be my expectation. So there's a few things I want to talk to and about today. You have to, as I said, you have to bear with me. Like I'm a bit stuttery, a bit confused, a bit blah blah blah. Let's bring this up on screen though. So we've got some holiday promotional stuff going on, and I will link this to chat if it. Oh my god! Don't you dare play this video! Oh my god! Oh my ability to do any form of precision movement with the mouse is just shot today, which is probably why I'm so bad at ship combat. No, that's not what I want. Oh my god. Getting frustrated at me being unable to click on stuff properly. Ah! So there's some holiday promotional stuff going on at the moment. There's some screenshot contests. So are you good at making a Christmas scene? Oh, you can win ships. Are you good at making Christmas cards? Oh, you can win ships. But this is more sort of like pointing into stuff that I enjoy. And there are in 3.8 now little holiday packages you can pick up which are valuable and have value in game, or you can store them. Now it's a shame that they haven't got platform persistence in for the initial. Well, probably won't have platform persistence in for the original release of 3.8. Otherwise, I'd say store them in your habs and just have loads of these presents. But you can basically sell them at trading kiosks and stuff. It's cool. There's also discounts on game packages. So you get basically, it's VATs going on here. So I pay 20% extra on ships, but also I suppose I get 20% extra discount. It's an interesting way of spinning it, but it's true. So $5 off basically the standard packages. You can get Squadron 42 thrown in as well. I suggest people just go for a starter package. A Mustang Alpha would be my suggestion if you're looking to get into the game. and you can grab it for, what is it, $40? Is it $40? Probably $40. That sounds right. Unless you're paying VAT. If you want to go for something a bit more, consider an Avenger Titan starter pack, because the Avenger Titan is a fucking awesome ship, and is my recommended starting ship if you've got the extra money, although you can get one pretty quick within probably a couple of days of playing. When the game goes live would be my expectation, or at least rent one pretty quick. And if you want... What is this package? The same price. The Avenger Titan with Squadron 42 combo. Ah, it's just incorrectly labelled with price wise. That's $96 with the 20% VAT. Ah, okay, it was literally mislabeled in price. Okay, that makes sense. And there's some other packages as well if people want an Arrow. Cool. I like it as a little combat ship, but it's got nerfed. It's just the Mustang Alpha start pack if you're looking to get the game would be my suggestion. And there's an enlist link in my videos and stuff. If you want that, you get extra UEC when you make your account, the in-game currency. There is some interesting little merch additions as well. I might buy a Star Citizen hoodie. They are ridiculously expensive. The socks. I was having some BoredGamer socks spelt in the same way, designed. It's a shame that CIG have actually beat me to the punch. It is their IP though, I suppose. So I'll make mine more BoredGamery. Yeah, I mean mine are Christmas socks rather than just standard socks with the code of socks on it. Clever CIG, clever. Tricksy little hobbits is, eh? But how's everyone doing? You all good? You all okay? The Argo Mole is in game for Evocati and Debs at the moment. In 3.8.0p, the latest PTU patch, which is this one. Argo Mole's cool. The cool looking ship. You need 3 people to effectively run it at least. There's room for 5. There's room for 4 to sleep. So bear that in mind. 1 pilot and 3 miners on it. Probably the most efficient way of running it. Yeah, and it's size 2 mining lasers on it. But if you are only going to be solo mining, then get a prospector. If there's going to be 2 of you mining together, probably 2 prospectors is better. But if there's going to be 3 or more of you mining, then probably the Argo Mole is going to be better. But let me check on this in the background, and I'll have a look at some of the questions. We have a bit of a chat. We can look at the Ares again. Ares is very exciting for me as a ship. How am I feeling? Pretty fucking rough, to be honest, mate. A while ago you were saying that you were going to get a new editor. When's that happening? So this is Zin. I literally said to Zin the other day, she was trying to work out her own pension. I was like, Zin, you work out what you're doing with your pension, then get back to me and we'll finish off your stuff. I said to her the other day, look, you ain't been doing it. She's been busy, I've been busy and stuff. We play games in the evening when we get back from work or when we're done with work or whatever, and we just want to chill. So I haven't been pushing too hard for it because I'm still waiting for Star Citizen to be more and more playable. And the longer I wait, the less risk there is for me that I'll be losing money. What I don't want to be in the position is that I'm losing money every month from having her employed. I want to be at least breaking even, which shouldn't be much of an issue because I can afford to pay her at the moment and my channel is expanding. I think that if you watch my stuff, you know that the thing I fail on the most is my editing. I'm a terrible editor, and I don't get the best shots of ships and stuff in the game. My knowledge is pretty fucking sweet though, and I've got the time to put in, and I'm interested in Star Citizen and engaged in it, and engaged with the community, so I think I'm good with that. But having a good editor, having her, someone I trust work for me that's good at games, that won't just play Star Citizen, but will play other stuff with me as well, and I think the community will love her, because she's going to basically be my editor, a community manager, and a cameraman / partner to play games with. And it's not just going to be Star Citizen we play and cover. We'll be covering some other stuff as well, but it'll be more Star Citizen content than we've previously had, plus some extra stuff. It's like we'll be playing through Sons of the Forest when it comes out, which is the Forest 2, which is one of the best games I've played. With co-op stuff, basically. And maybe Rust, maybe some other stuff. But there'll be community servers and things like that. We'll play Rust on stream regularly and Stuff like that. Stuff like I want to be able to stream more during the day. I want to be able to stream a load of Star Citizen during the day. I want her to be able to set up. Like, I've got a big community on Discord and a big community on YouTube and on Twitch, but they're not organised to play games together. It's sort of like this disparate community that we just chat. It's very social, but it needs to be organised so that we can play games and we can have organised events and we can do org stuff. And we can record more of that, and we can stream more of that. I can make more videos and more gameplay stuff, and that's what Zin's going to be organising for me as well. Getting the community sort of like more organised and working out generals and lieutenants and stuff within the community to help organise that. Similar to what I suppose Rexzilla has with his community. Some people, some key members, some key makers there, but she'll be fully paid. Is the idea, and that's the other thing is that I wanted to have her as a contractor, so like self-employed contractor that worked for me. But there's legislation in the UK so that you can't really do that. So she has to be fully employed by me, and I have to do her pension, and there's lots of other stuff going on. So it got a lot more complicated than I wanted it to, and then we both got lazy. It will happen. That is the plan. Well, the plan is for her to be employed by me. And we've already talked about if it all went wrong, and I think it'd be like no hard feelings. Her old job would take her back as well. She's already talked to her boss. He'd be like, "Be foolish not to take this opportunity to go play games for a living." But that's what's going on with that. I try to update every so often on the Patreon and on the YouTube members thing, but I'll do that more often as well, and I'll give you a bit more insight. What I'll do is so with my monthly updates when they're slightly less Star Citizen based or more channel meta based, I will update you with what is happening with that, because that should start moving a bit quicker now. Basically what I said is once I've got Christmas out of the way, I'm just going to say to my accountant, deal with this. Give a pension, whatever's the most sensible way of doing it. Tell me what to do. Do I need to be a limited company? Do I just want to be a sole trader still? Whatever it needs to be done to make this happen, get an employee, even if it costs a bit more, do it. That's the plan. And hopefully my channel will grow because of that. Because I look at people like Morphologists and some the other people that are doing very pretty Star Citizen stuff, and I want to have pretty Star Citizen stuff. I don't have the skill to capture that though, or the energy or effort to do it. Like I put hours in, and I like researching and reading and playing. I don't necessarily like the arty side as much, or at least I'm not as good at it. So that's what's going on with that, Zanzi. Zanel? I can't see if that's an I or an L. Merry Christmas, Board. Would you be kind enough to wish my pet giant sandworm named Binky a very Merry Christmas? Very Merry Christmas, Binky. Jag, if there is a way of getting you a sandworm in the game eventually, like as a pet, or a picture with you of it with you, I will make that happen. I will make it my quest, Jag, to make that happen for you. I promise. I would love some harder liquor right now that's not for medicinal purposes. It literally was medicinal purposes, the whiskey I had earlier. Morning, Board, how's the cold? Moderate. Better than it was. It's annoying now. It's like, I can't... So I was ill since CitizenCon, just sort of like run down, and sort of like had post-CitizenCon flu from being travelling and a little bit drinking too much and staying up too late and meeting all the people that all had all the illnesses. And then I went out this weekend, well, last weekend, and I picked up a proper cold, and it's sort of like, they all merged together. How typical is it for CIG to put Squadron 42 complete assets back into the PU? It depends what they are, but Squadron 42 features and assets and stuff and improvements there will make its way into the persistent universe. It depends what they are, and depends what extra work they need to be put in the PU, though. So there's obviously going to be some Squadron 42 specific assets, and characters and models and all that sort of stuff. Any signs of the Idris yet? Well, there's signs of the Idris in the code currently. So they're, at the moment, in the persistent universe, in the PTU for 3.8, there is a 6-part mission. Get the Arlington Gang, which is lots of bounty missions and hunting missions, that sort of stuff. And then that is supposed to then have a 7th part, which is you fighting an Idris, which is not in the game yet. And I believe, as far as I understand it, was used for CIG for internal testing as a mission, to test Idris missions and capital ship missions and spawning that stuff in and fighting them and having NPCs controlling capital ships. But we might see that in the future. Well, we'll certainly see Idris's in the future, just when. Seeing you got to use the mole, does it have medium quantum drive or other components? I don't know. We can have a look, though. I will bring up the mole for a bit of a joyride in a second. Nope, that's 3.7.2 I've just loaded up. Can I close this quickly? Close. 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 Well, I hope you're happy with yourself. Close. ETU. No, not official site. No. Watch. Perfect. Have that in the background and we'll have a look at that in a minute. How long is Boneworks approximately? I think it's like... I know the speed record is between 22 and 24 minutes. I think it's sort of like first playthrough 8 to 13 hours. I think it's sort of like between that. Mr. Board, please validate the issue council report up regarding the rendering glitch. Oh, it's just brought up Citizen on my screen. Bear with me. Oh, for fuck's sake. Not that I'm complaining, Robert Johnson and Arthur. Oh my god. Robert Johnson, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Board, to you and yours. Here's a Christmas present. Now, feck off. So, Robert Johnston pays me to tell me to go fuck myself. And he pays me a lot of money. That's 100 New Zealand dollars. I'm not sure the conversion rate of New Zealand dollars. There's still a lot of dollars. Especially in the UK at the moment where our currency's basically crashed. Thank you so much. You are genuinely, Robert, a really giant supporter of my channel, which is incredibly appreciated. I have no idea why people want to watch my stuff and donate the amount they do. I do appreciate it, and I'm glad that they do. I'm just saying I don't understand it. But thank you so much. You are a good chap, and it's very much appreciated. Especially when I have a cold and I'm slightly more emotionally sort of like vulnerable. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for the money. Thank you very much, Arthur, as well. Arthur, thank you very much. Board, hey, call them devs up and tell them to hurry up with the physicals armors, please. Wait is killing me. P.S. Thanks for the show. Loving it, mate. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. So, the physical trifecta of physicalized armor, physicalized inventory, and physicalized components is obviously all coming. The physical damage model is actually, I suppose, what I mean by physical armor. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's incredibly important. It's going to help balance the game out, or at least build out the game, and then be balanced. But that's going to literally have different damage types affecting different parts of armor, and it's going to damage what it hits, whether that be on your person or your ship. Piercing system, no fake health pools. It's something I'm very much looking forward to. Right, can I... Ugh. Come on, Star Citizen. Don't... Yeah, there we go. Don't be like that. Please, Mr. Board, can you validate the issue council report up regarding rendering glitch on Delamar Levski, where planet's shaped line is visible through the terrain? Must be fixed. Needs you. I thought that was a priority for them already, because they fixed some of the other rendering issues with some of the planets and their skins showing through and stuff. So I'm assuming that's going to be fixed. Let's feel free to link that issue council report if you wish, and I will tweet out about it. If it's the one I think it is as well, I thought that it was being fixed, and I would expect to see it fixed, but it might not be the same thing. I'm going to blow my nose, and I'm very sorry. I could have muted my microphone, but I decided not to. You're going to be on this journey with me. Are FPS weapons really fixed? No. It's in the patch notes they are. No, they're not. I promise you they're not. Not in the P patch. I'm not properly anyway. So, occasionally FPS weapons don't fire, and you have to switch them back and forth or swap them out. And occasionally weapons drop from your hands, or you can't pick them up properly. So, FPS weapons need to be solved, especially with the 890 jump mission and the other FPS missions that they're trying to push out. FPS AI are a little bit better now on the 890. Right now, it's a mistake. Yeah. It was a mistake. The Grudge 42, the package, definitely. I don't know if I missed it. Any idea when the mobile goal's on sale? So with 3. So I would expect it either later today or when 3.8 goes live. I'm the best YouTube channel by far. I appreciate that. I feel that that may be an exaggeration, but thank you very much. I do appreciate your crazy love of me, my channel. Thank you. Oh my god, server meshing socks for next year, yeah. Hi Board, how much impact do you think the Roadmap 4.0 gameplay update commodity transfer timers will have? I think it will be massive. So, commodity transfer timers, I thought they were in 3.9. They are in 3.9. Let me bring this up on the screen for you. So, commodity transfer timers and the start of the dynamic economy that they've got planned in 3.9, 4.0 is huge for the game. Obviously, it's some of the stuff that Tony Zerovic was talking about at CitizenCon, but it's going to commodity transfer timers is going to have when you buy and sell cargo a time and potentially a little fee associated with that. So that's obviously pretty important. It's going to change the way people do trade. It's going to obviously affect profit margins and affect prices. But there's also making an accounting app, which is expected to show you all your sort of like economical data, including rentals and all that sort of stuff, but also potentially have the ability to transfer money between people and see all your assets and stuff at a glance. There's obviously economy display terminals as well that will have economical information about what price of stuff is, and it will be live from the game and dynamic, and potentially missions and that sort of stuff as well. So there's quite a lot coming with 3.9 that I'm really excited about. 3.8 has some cool stuff and some cool missions, and hopefully will make the game extremely playable. But it's a lot of cool things, like with the server-side object container streaming and Planet Tech v4. Really cool, but not a huge amount of additional gameplay. It's accessibility to gameplay for sure. It should make it a lot more easier to play as well. But 3.9 adds so much gameplay, including like prison gameplay and a load more lore stuff and the dynamic mission system stuff, and it's a huge amount of gameplay in 3.9, which gets me very excited. Don't know how much this is going to be sort of like refactored and rescheduled, but they are working on 3.9 now and 4.0, and we should see these significantly updated, these roadmaps in January, I would expect, to get more finalized ones. But because they're staggered development cycles, we should see much more accurate roadmaps. At least that's what I'm expecting. Robert Johnson, given the mole size 2 laser and twice the storage, are you sure the Prospector is better for single player? Yes. There's no... I see what you're saying. You'd have to keep on, as a single player using the mole, you'd have to keep on running from the pilot seat to the mining cab underneath. And the ship's much bigger, and I assume there's going to be more costs associated with quantum fuel than general normal fuel and all that sort of stuff. In my opinion, it is better to have, if you're a single player, just use the Prospector. I mean, we do need to actually do a comparison of that eventually, and that might change from patch to patch, and it might change from area to area, and there might be places, and I might be wrong, it might be like, actually, it is profitable to still run or more profitable to run a Argo mole, even if it's just one of you. That's a possibility. But the intention is to have the Prospector more profitable as a single person use, even though it's only got size 1 mining heads rather than the size 2 ones. What else have we got here? Because I will bring up some Star Citizen in a second. Actually, we could do that. And then we could do that. And then we could do this. Make sure the music's not on. Good. Thank you very much, Galactic Monkey. I'm gonna get 1 second. I've got a cold. I'm sorry. On me. Everyone sneezes in very odd ways, don't they? There was some speculation going around about the Crusader Hercules. Which variant do you think CIG will lead with? They said that it was going to be the C2. So they're working on the Crusader Hercules C2 for 4.0. However, they've also said that they might reschedule that. They might try and work on all 3 of the variants simultaneously, and potentially some of the other Crusader ships simultaneously, which I assume means the Mercury Star Liner, Mercury Star Runner. Be specific with that, sorry. But we don't know. So the one that they had intended, at least, for 4.0 was the C2. Yeah, there's no real rain at the moment in the game. There's snow and there's dust storms. Or sandstorms. What was my favourite feature added this year? Oh, I don't know. Excited about next year. I mean, obviously, there's a new star system. There's the new game mode, Theatres of War, which actually looks reasonably good. Something to play on stream. There's prison gameplay, which is actually going to be pretty fucking cool. But jump points in the pyro system's pretty highly up there. You still have your turtle from CitizenCon. Yeah. Please turn over. Oh, I meant you, not me. Put me back. And I did put it back. And then someone said, if you find a turtle, you can keep it. And I literally jumped across the bar to grab that turtle. With someone looking very disappointed. It was like, oh, I was going to give that to you. That's how they spoke. Will you be able to share profits with other pilots from the Argo mole? You will be able to in the future. In 3.8, there is nothing in it that allows you to share profits additional to what we previously had. So you can do it via service beacons, but you can't do it any other way in 3.8. Expect it in 3.9 with the accounting app. Oh, thank you very much, Arthur. It's chucking more money at me. Why? Why do people chuck money at me? So this is one of the citation and fine payment system kiosks. Just read. That's what I do. I just read things off the screen. We can now interact with them, and it will say my username, whatever. It will say any fines that I need to pay, and I can just pay all my fines or pay the individual ones, or whatever, and then log out when I'm done. Bam. Fine kiosks. Perfect. Next. Oh. How long do you think 3.8 will allow us to earn? ANS? I don't know what that means. Are you talking about Zin? I'm not marrying Zin. Number one, Zin doesn't like me like that in any way, shape, or form. Number two, her partner, DC, is also one of my best friends, and they are what I would refer to as the perfect gaming couple. You can have platonic friendships with women. I know that might seem crazy. So this is too much information for you. I'm hung up still on my ex from 10 years ago. Okay, I have not found someone I like more than her. Nor do I want anyone unless they are fucking perfect for me. I am bipolar. I love my sort of like my space. I think relationships are great for some people, and I'm happy to have a relationship if I find the right person. But I'm not seeking a relationship. I am happy being single, like genuinely happy being single and independent. And I am difficult to be with, so I'm not actively looking for that. Like that, I did say to Sin and to Kit, like girls I play games with that occasionally appear on my stream and on my channel. Like people are just going to say that we should date or are you two together? It's like I don't understand that. Like yeah. Because I think I've always had quite a lot of women in the gaming groups I've been in. And it's sort of like... Also, you haven't met me properly. I'm a monster. Oh, The Forest is amazing. Amazing game. It's one of my favourite games I've ever played. Because I wasn't expecting it to be what it was. And then I just sort of got into it. It was amazing. The Valkyrie was in the background when you were asking that question. If you placed a backpack in each of the 4 extra sweet compartments of the mole, you could fill the backpacks with ore from FPS mining. Oh, you're saying that you could? It's just got more cargo that you can effectively use for FPS mining as well as normal mining. Okay, I mean, I can see people's points. I think we need to experiment with it at some point. People were asking what size the components were on it though, and we can bring it up on the screen. There's a load of NPCs around, as you can fucking see. So they've been stress testing the servers with a load of stuff. They should be ones that follow me. You gonna follow me? Yes, you are. Good. They are active. So they've been experimenting with server-side object container streaming stuff. You'll see a lot of weird tests in the PT at the moment. And like some of the 30k errors have been resolved now. We're going to have to reclaim this ship. I do apologise. And then we're... Come on. I'll be there in 3 minutes. In the meantime, we can realise that that Moby Glass bug is still there. And we can have a look at my Argo Mole. And we can have a look at its systems. So we've got the standard lasers for it. So the Prospector has size 1 mining heads. And the Mole has size 2 ones. Okay? So they are longer range and more power, effectively. They also can't fit size 1 mining heads. They have to only fit size 2 ones. Now there's an additional 5 mining heads that you can purchase in 3.8, which basically give your mining laser more power or able to affect rocks in a different way, like lowering resistance and things like that. So some are support ones, some are ones for more skill, some make it safer to mine. Really, you want to be, if you want to get good at mining, you want to be using the high-risk ones. So the Klein one is one of my favourites. Basically, it increases the power, but also increases the stability of the rock, the instability. Generate a powerful laser that makes mining faster. Basically, it can explode the rock. But you can also get ones that sort of like increase the stability and reduce the resistance of the rock. So you could have one of your mining arms on a big rock, doing that, supporting it, and then the other two mining it properly. Well, I suppose they're all mining it. And then it can all extract it together. Or you can all work on separate deposits. So it's got 3 mining lasers there, obviously. Bear with me. Size 2 for, size 2 quantum drive. I don't actually know how good this component is, because its stats are currently this. Huracan SC item. I am going to learn the meta for 3.8 though, and do some videos, even if they're just very basic meta videos for 3.8. So there might be sort of like covering best-in-class weapons for fighters, or for a particular type of fighter. Same for shields, same for different size shields. Like these ones you want to be looking for, these ones you want to be buying. If there's something that's specific for a role, this is what you want for this, and this is where you get this backpack from, and this is where you get the knife from. Systems-wise, got a size 3 cooler, single size 3 cooler, single size 3 power plant, and then 2 size 2 shield generators. Okay. And it does have a couple of weapons on, which I didn't even know it had weapons. Okay, that's cool. I suspect those weapons are fired from the pilot chair. So that's one of the things, is that the ship has a pilot and a co-pilot station, and then below it through a ladder, it has the front mining laser, and then on each of the sides, from the center going to the side, it's got a mining cab, and they're all sort of like blocked off, and we can actually go into the Argo Mole now. I'll read some more of this stuff. Hang on 9. What armor have I got on? Okay, I've been doing stuff. I'm not sure what videos I've put out. So I record a lot of stuff and I make some videos, but then the PT patches change, or I get sort of like go, was Hangar 9, wasn't it? I assume it was Hangar 9. Mole, 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 mole. Thank you very much, Davis. Much appreciated. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy for giveaways moles or Aries, or a mixture of the two. What do people think would be more appropriate for giveaways for next year? Moles or Aries, or a mixture of the two? Just sort of like as a straw poll. So the elevator gun is here. Click over here. I just fucking rapidly click until it comes down. There we go. It's perfect. It's smooth. What have we got here? Oh my god, we've got loads of people asking questions. Can you once again shield for the... No! Oh, I alt-tabbed. Can you once again shield the CIG team for CitizenCon? They gifted us volunteers with a lifetime insurance. Awesome free Christmas presents. I mean, I think... Okay, so, Bob Mitch, I know... So, Bob Mitch and a load of the other volunteers worked at CitizenCon, and they got some, like, free little goodies, including a carrot, apparently, lifetime insurance carrot. You did much more work than that carrot was worth. Like, you did a lot of work, and I love you guys. You did, yeah, madness, the amount of effort you put in. I'm glad that I am not a volunteer. That looked hellish to me. Good fucking for you though, mate. Like, you guys, yeah. Tireless. You weren't tireless. You were. Everyone I looked at on the actual CitizenCon day looked like they were going to fall over from exhaustion. It was a volunteer. So good effort, and you deserve what you got, and probably more. And that's what I'm saying. Right. Let's get the hell out of here. I'll answer some more of these questions in a second. That's one of the things I need to get good at, being able to read and reply. Do you know if the Orion's loan is going to change to the mole? I would expect it to. In 3.8, yes. There's not a confirmation of that yet, but I would expect it. That's one of the more common questions I get asked. What else have we got? Thanks for looking at all that. Your mole said 80 SCU, not 69 now. Updated. Yes, it must have just been updated. I thought it was supposed to have 64 SCU. It definitely said 69 earlier, though. What did you say, actually? What did you say it said now? 80. So at the moment, they're saying that each of the saddlebags is 10 SCU. So they're saying that each of these little saddlebags, the prospect also has, is 10 SCU at the moment, if it's 80. Okay? They'll certainly need to tweak that, whatever they decide. We'll go over here and we'll have a look at the mole on the ground. Do you think they will work on land deformation for things like ship crashes, landing, or meteors? I think they'll have it as part of the procedural tools for placing stuff. I don't think they'll have it for runtime deformation. The only thing they've said that they will have for deformation of land or the changing of land is outpost building and potentially changing topsoil and doing some stuff for farming. No, I wanted to press N so that we can get the cross. See the transforming nature of the ship. It's pretty complex for a ship. What's your favourite tea? I just have some organic black tea. I don't really have a favourite tea. I know that might be monstrous. Did other people send me money? What do you think the main Squadron 42 gameplay loop will be like? I think it will be a narrative story from combat, then interaction on your ship, to mostly FPS, mostly ship combat. There will be some FPS combat as well, and a load of interaction with your crew and ship. Sort of like probably quite similar to a Call of Duty single-player campaign, but with a lot of celebrities and a bit more sort of like in depth with the pre-mission, briefing, mission, then return home, and the debrief. Sort of like very immersive, very sort of like like that. Let us fly over here. What else have we got here? How do you get Evocati? You are active on the issue council and play the PT patches a lot. And then CIG invites you. Though I think that was a mixture of they invited me because as a content creator. And well, I was pretty active on the issue council and on the PT patches. I'm certainly in the top 1%. No spoilers, but do you know if Bane works? You unlock the sandbox stuff just by playing it, or is there stuff you need to do to unlock it? There's stuff you need to do to unlock some of the sandbox stuff in game. Some of it there's a couple I've stumbled upon, and the rest I would probably need to read a guide to see how you do it. You can play sandbox, I think, as well to get the sandbox items, but not all of them. What else have we got? How's the frame rate in 3.8? We can see. I'm streaming from the same rig that I'm playing from. Really fucking good for me. Some people were having problems with hitching. Some people were having problems with lower frame rates. It's the highest frame rates I've had in Star Citizen. Let's land around here. You notice, I was talking about the other day. You'll notice that the terrain itself, it works really well with the Planetary Tech V4, but the assets, like the trees and rocks and the additional like objects that are scattered on the ground, they fade in and they pop in still. So you'll see like rocks, you know, like four or five trees there. In a second, you will see more trees sort of like appear. You'll see more trees appear. You'll see. In a second, you'll see more trees appear. This is why I'm good at like. That's why I like videos more. Come on, trees. Can you just imagine I cut some trees into this footage? We're gonna fucking find a tree before I land. And it sort of fades in. Come on. Why you gotta be like this, game? No trees exist now. You can see below me like cactuses are just appearing directly underneath me. Is it because I've crossed over into a cactus biome or something? Oh. Why you gotta troll me, game? I had trees a second ago. There they are. See, they're just appearing. See, the trees are just appearing. Think fuck. Just gonna have to believe me. Oh, I sound like a lunatic now. Well, let's land this bad boy. It was a cool looking ship. We're in a dust storm as well, but that's the best time to shaft ships and to mess around. Will the Carrack's price increase when it's live? Probably. It's $500 at the moment, isn't it? I would expect it to go up more. We are going to go downstairs. Well, this is the kitchen. This is the bunk beds, and sort of like storage room for your suits and stuff. You've got a toilet. You've got your 4 beds. Got your mess hall. Flash. Kitchenette. Relapse. So, if there's just 2 of you using a mold together, that might work. It might not. It might not be efficient. It might be better to get 2 prospectors. I don't know yet. If you can get another person in on that action, then yes, for sure. I'd get a mole. If not, then I don't really know. Maybe 2 prospectors? You just fly around with each other? So, this sort of like wing opens up when you're in the Argo mole. I'll show it shutting down. I really like. I think that looks cool. How cool is that? Let's get back in. Alright, what else have we got? Oh, my nose is destroyed. Bear with me. Oh. Hey, Board, hope you feel better. So there's been a problem with ship lifts lifting up vehicles. I thought this was going to be fixed with SOX. Would you happen to know what could be causing this? I think what they need to do is they need to have suspension on certain things. You know how the landing gear compresses when it hits the floor? They need to have that with lifts. So when they touch the floor, they stop moving. But they've got some sort of like give to them. That's what we need. They're rigid at the moment, and they sort of like push ships up. That's madness. They need to rework that. The same with ramps. Are you picking anything up this holiday sale? I'll be picking up some stuff for giveaways. I just don't know what yet. Do you reckon the carrot will get delayed to 3.9? They've said that they're going to try and keep to the release date of February 2020. So. And now that they don't have the memory leak issue, what do you think we might see start to see getting in terms of content on my space whales? So that opens up more stuff they can do with AI, server-side object container streaming, and object container streaming and sort of like resources and optimization has obviously been a huge bottleneck for CIG. Hopefully with 3.8, the live build should be in a really good state. 3.9 should start opening up a huge amount more gameplay. And 2020 brings them working on server meshing, but also opening up the pyro system, jump points, finishing off the Stanton system. But the dynamic mission system, loads more content in the game, more AI, more random encounters, more points of interest. It's a huge amount. How do you use saddlebags? You can't at the moment. They're just sort of like statically counted as cargo for your minings. But eventually you'll be able to jettison them, and then it will be replaced with a new sort of like blow-up saddlebag. And you can keep on dropping them the amount of saddlebags you've got, and they can be picked up later by another ship. It's the idea, like you tractor beam them in or whatever, or stick them to the Hull Sea. How many systems would be good for Star Citizen to launch with? Once they've got to launch with, really they need a feature complete beta, and then I would like to see 10 to 20 systems really, but they could release with a minimum of 5, I think. But I would expect to see more. They basically have said they can rapidly build out systems now. The tools are where they want them to be. They are still iterating on them. They're still building out more assets and more biomes and all that sort of stuff. Persistence, platform persistence anyway, is planned for Alpha 3.8, but maybe not in the initial release. So that will allow the saving of Alpha UEC and Alpha UEC purchases, at least between minor patches. They're still going to have resets. They're just not as many as the idea. And eventually they're going to be building it so they've got full platform persistence, true persistence and full persistence, so that we might not see resets at all anymore. But we might not see platform persistence at the start of 3.8, but should see it a little bit later. Do you know if CIG has plans where they can do a percentage split of income of mining now? So expect to see that later, with permission systems in groups and group revenue shares and things like that, but not in the 3.8. The mole needs to have 200-ish cargo to make it worth getting. It makes me sad. So it might work well with other mining ships. Also, when it's just got its saddlebags there, it will work really well with a cargo ship, because it can get rid of its saddlebags, and then the cargo ship can pick them up, and it can keep on filling more and more saddlebags up. Hi board, hangover's gone. Do you think now with SOX in that further iterations will finally make planets orbit the sun? Yes, so as far as I understood it, SOX was a prerequisite for having the complex splines, dynamic splines for quantum travel, and having planets and orbit the sun, and moons orbit planets. Yeah, the Mole had 69 cargo earlier, but now it has 80. Expect more changes. We don't know the price of the Argo Mole yet. We're expecting it, well, I'm expecting between $250 and $300, but we might be pleasantly surprised. The Mole has 2 weapons, yes. It has 2 size 2s. Have a look. Vehicle loadout manager. Right. There's 2 size 2s. Can you fly and mine in the Mole like you can with the Prospector? Yes, as long as you have more than one person in it. So the Mole has the pilots up in the top deck, so pilot and co-pilot, and then below it there is a manned mining turret, and then on each of the sides there's a manned mining turret. So you need at least 2 people on there to be able to mine and pilot the ship at the same time. But really, you want at least 3 in there. Really 4 in my opinion. But you could do it with 3 people because you could land by big areas and large rocks and stuff and help their mine running into the center cab. But you really want 4 people minimum for the ship. $300i or $325a. You want to do combat $325a, I suppose. I mean, comment, I would rather have a Mole be a smaller Orion than just 3 Prospectors. Yeah, maybe they will have a medium strip miner. What do you think of the chances of getting a new Squadron 42 trailer for Christmas? I mean, it's possible. I haven't heard anything. Last year, Batgirl and Montoya had a rumor of some sort of Christmas launch or Christmas start of marketing or something, or a party for Squadron 42 that was happening this year. Though they may have misheard, or that plan might have changed, or it might have just been a rumor. Do you think we'll get destructible terrain? Maybe to some limited degree of destructible terrain. Not the geometry, not the mountains, not the floor. But you might be able to destroy some other rocks. There's going to be certainly destructibles of like barrels and things like that around. And lighting. I've never played Chronicles of Riddick, no. Water's still insta-death, yeah. As far as I'm aware. We are going to have swimming at some point, though. I did share the holiday sales, yes. When is 3.8 live? It could go live over this weekend. It's possible that it will go live if they haven't finished all of the bug fixes, and then they'll do a hot fix as quick as they can. The CIG want to get it live ASAP, and the most likely thing is for them to try and get it ready for this weekend at some point, even if they have to do it on Sunday. Any word on when we'll be able to hail our own ships and order to land if no one's aboard? So they've talked about this, potentially on the privateer Q&A or something like that. They are looking into potentially having the ability to cool down your ramps and support ship and stuff. Maybe that's something they will look at. But they did want Star Citizen to also be very tactile. So it's Can 3 prospectors be as effective as 1 mole? So technically, Honeydew, the mole is more effective in the sense that it'll be able to mine quicker. It's got more powerful mining lasers. Technically, 3 prospectors have an additional 4 saddlebags, so 50% more room than the mole. But obviously, eventually they'll be able to detach those saddlebags, so it doesn't make as much, not so much of a problem. Prospectors can cover a larger area because there's 3 of them, and they can separate, whereas the mole can't. I mean, there's a lot to unpack there. Bear with me 1 second. I just need to bio real quick. I am ill. Today, I did want to do... I'm not gonna, so don't get fucking your hopes up. I'm too fucking rough. I wanted to do some 3.8 PT playing, mess around in the Argo, and do the claim jump mission, but I'll do it tomorrow probably. People that are on the Discord, if people are joining that, see if Zen and Dean and other people want to play as well. What about the one in the middle? What? What about one in the middle? What's up, man? I enjoy your StarEngine content. How are you? Rough. Got a cold. Ill. Tired. My chest hurts. Everything is pain. Enjoying whining, actually. How do you cancel self-destruct? Press the self-destruct button again. Hold backspace when you're in the ship chair. Self-destructing, the main chair. If you hold backspace and you're out of that chair, you'll kill yourself. So don't do that. I like the idea that you asked that question, needing a rapid answer for it. And you got it like 3 minutes later. Thanks. Have you heard anything about the cat bug causing major FPS loss? Yes. It was supposed to be fixed in the last patch notes. I haven't checked it yet. It's still doing it in the latest patch, okay. That's good. Well, hopefully they'll sort that out then. Will the filter systems work like Prospector that's going to be coming soon? Yeah, so there's going to be the ability to remove materials that you don't want from your minables in your ship. That's going to be coming at some point. Potentially with refineries as well. Don't know when though. I would expect to see a free fly for 3.8, yes. Which Crusader ship do you think will be flyable first, Mercury or Ares? Oh, good question. The Ares is simpler to do than the Mercury. That's for sure. Probably the Mercury, just because I thought they were actually doing the Mercury before the Hercules originally, and they decided to do the Hercules first, potentially. But I still suspect that they'd probably then work on the Mercury. And probably do all of those ships for Crusader, I would expect to see next year. Would you get hyped about a Star Wars game built on the Star Citizen engine? Not a huge fan of Star Wars. Thank you very much. Tupondius. Thank you very much for the resub. Very much appreciated. Hubert, thank you very much for the donation. Question: for 4 people mining in a mole together, do we know if there will be a way to share profits? There will be eventually. In 3.8, you'll have to do it with the service beacons. Will they add the mold to the claim jumpers mission? We could potentially see NPCs and AI flying it, yeah. Does the mole pilot get an indication of how the mining is going for the miners? No, it doesn't at the moment. They are working on, obviously, the HUDs, MFDs, and displays and stuff. I'd expect that would be information that they'd be able to share. Does he need to know anything more beyond the rock shattering? And because he can just look down and see if they're mining, and then communicate with them on comms. That his feedback is comms and visuals. Any plans to have AI on the surface soon? Yeah, but I'm not sure how soon. So both NPCs walking around, doing missions, fighting, ships landing there, all that sort of stuff, calling in reinforcements. There will be animals as well. CIG are going to want to make 3.8 live before the end of the holidays. Yeah. When can we expect some customization? I'd expect to see it next year. So they want aftermarket customization systems. I'd expect that to be one of the features potentially of like CitizenCon next year. So a lot more customization of your ship, probably more modular ships and the paint jobs and all that sort of stuff. Does 3.8 fix the turret lag pip toggle? There's a lot of improvements. I have not tested it. Have you seen the socks? Yes. We'll go over the holiday promotion stuff again, as lots of people seem to be messaging me about it. Are you able to clear trees, hide a base in the forest? Oh. I don't know to what extent we're going to be able to cut down features like that. And they are slightly different from the actual terrain, I suppose. I mean, trees might even be mineable as a resource. Base lumber. Well, Star Citizen is a published game. Will CIG authorized other game franchises considering titles like Battlestar Galactica, Stargate? Maybe. I mean, they're a game studio. They might make more games beyond Star Citizen. They might license out their engine. They might keep on improving their engine. They might just do it all on mods. I'd like to see them make their game just really moddable, have private servers, and then allow people to make mods for Battlestar Galactica, Stargate, Babylon 5, all that sort of jazz. My board regarding the trees, rocks popping in. What do you think they could do to improve it? They need some way. So Planetary Tech V4 is great for the terrain, but the individual assets that are then placed within the terrain, so the cactuses, the trees, the smaller rocks, the minables, all that sort of stuff, buildings even, different types of asset which need to have some sort of LOD or some way of not fading in and out, but be able to be seen from a long distance and then seamlessly sort of like be there without causing terrible problems for your memory. So I'm not sure what they can do. beyond just iterating on it, and eventually they'll get somewhere that's like perfect. Now we can see trees from a long distance, and they don't destroy the resources of your PC, and we don't have to have them fading or popping. I do think that Lemsit, to some degree, would still exist in Star Citizen, yes. Do you think the mole needs some adjustments so the mole lasers are not clipping through the ground when it extends to the ground? Yeah, so if you can see where I am at the moment on the mole, I can... let me power it up, actually. You can see me, I'm clipped into the ground at the moment. See? Clipped into the ground. Not the best. And even when I'm there, I'm very close to the ground. So there needs to be some tweaks made that it can't push itself into the ground. The other thing is that the two side ones have got 180 degrees movement, left to right, but the central one's got 270 degrees movement, I think. And it can't look up very much. That's as far as it can go up. It can go down really far. So what do you think the new elevators are in Grimhex are for? Expect more, some of the zones that we already have in game to get more stuff to them. Stuff for doing missions, especially Grimhex and places where they're going to be testing the lack of an armistice zone. So that obviously you can do full combat around Grimhex, with at least they're opening that up more and more. So that's going to be a battleground for that. But there's going to be new areas opening up in the landing zones and places we have already. And they're going to have missions associated with some of these landing zones. Was there talk of wallet-to-wallet transactions during CitizenCon? I would expect to start to see that in 3.9 with the accountancy app for the Mobiglass. Do you have any info on the 3 component slots on the top mining head? Yeah, I believe they're for consumables. So there are consumables planned for the game for the mining that allow you to quickly stop a rock from exploding, or give you a bit more extra power, or give you stop a rock having so much resistance. So one-use items. Is everyone safe with Brexit? Did it really increase shipping costs and cause food shortages and things of that nature? Is everyone relatively fine and stuff? At the moment, everyone's relatively fine and stuff, but Brexit hasn't really happened yet. It's just now assured that it's going to happen. It's more stable. Something needed to happen, didn't matter what. We were just vegetating and damaging the country by not doing anything. So at least now we can heal whatever we do. But end of January is when they plan to move on with the sort of like next stages of Brexit. And I will reserve my judgment for then, such as it is. I think we'll get a better filtration system for the mole. We'll get a filtration system, I would expect. But we haven't got it for the Prospector either at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see what they've got in store for us. Why do you want to have a CIG employee work all weekend for the holiday? Get 3.8 live and stable, you monster. Yeah, they'll get paid for it. They're going to need to have some skeleton crews, at least getting 3.8 out to life, in my opinion. Is the mole available to buy already? I would expect it to come out today, personally, or when 3.8 goes live. So I don't think it's out yet. It may come out later tonight. Is there mineable rocks on Microtech? I don't know. There's not missions or outposts on Microtech yet. I haven't actually checked to see if there's minables. Is there any way to fix the bug where both the Mobiglass and the star map just won't open? I mean, kill yourself. Hold backspace to respawn. It's a better way of putting that. Try the different F shortcuts. Try taking out a weapon and putting one back in. And then trying it again. Getting in the seat, getting out of the seat. And then trying again. You had to pick 3 things that you would add to Star Citizen. What would they be? Server meshing for huge player caps or everyone on the same server. The dynamic economy, so we actually have an economy that works, and full persistence and progression. Those are the main things that I want in the game now, and that would make the game incredibly playable, even as it is without all of the gameplay loops. They had all that in, fucking amazing. Have everyone in the game at the same time, have an economy that people are working towards to earn more and more and more, and you have full progression so people want to earn, and there's not going to be resets. That'd be amazing. Wolf Knight, thank you very much for the sub. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much for all the people that have chucked fucking ridiculous amounts of money at me and the subs and all that sort of stuff, guys. Thank you, genuinely. And girls, or girl. Statistically, there should be at least one lady woman watching. Thanks, Mum. With the modders, they're only mission sharing with mining. So, not at the moment. You can mine together, but you'd have to share that money via the service beacon system. 3.9 looks like it might have a way of sharing wallet-to-wallet transaction and money stuff. Do you believe someone could solo a mole efficiently? I don't think so, but I need to test it. I need to see it tested. Are there any accessible interiors on Microtech? I haven't actually checked out that much of Microtech. I've gone and looked at the different biomes. I've had a little wander around the city. I haven't tried to glitch in everywhere yet. So I know that obviously in CitizenCon we saw some of the interiors are there, or at least were there in their internal build. And I expect that they probably still are there if you can glitch in. Why do you believe that with each major patch a number of old bugs reemerge for these older builds? I think that they had some problems with the way they deploy patches. And I think that sometimes when they update stuff, it causes similar bugs. Not necessarily the same bugs, but similar bugs. And I think that some of the fixes they had put in for issues were short-term fixes. And that with some more of the core tech done now with server-side logic container streaming and stuff, that they can actually permanently fix a load of these problems. And that's my expectation anyway. Will there be any encompass HUDs trying to navigate on planets? It's really hard to track down where you're going. So they will be adding a way of navigating on planets. They will be adding locational data that will help you work out where you are, whether that be coordinates, whether that be maps, whether that be stuff you can share. You'll be able to share apps to save. There will be stuff you can share with other people. There will be location data you can sell. So that they are working on that. Don't know when it's going to be. Would expect next year. We need that for to do any form of exploration and for a lot of the economy stuff. Any updates on Vulkan implementation? They're working on it. I'm expecting to see it next year. Do you think the owners of an Orion will get a mole as a loaner? Yes, I do. I have already answered that. But yes, I believe that when 3.8 goes live, soon after, if you've got an Orion, you'll probably get a mole as a loaner. Why do you think salvage and other loops have taken so long to be prioritised? Do they require physicalised components? I mean, they do, really. But they can fake it in the meantime. I mean, the game needs physicalized components, is what I'm trying to say there. They just prioritize Loader Squadron 42 stuff, and then some of the core systems in Star Citizen, like server-side container streaming, which has caused some of the gameplay loops, like Salvage and most of the others, to be delayed heavily. Can you explain what Star Citizen is about to a person that has no idea? So the idea is bringing a load of different MMO tropes together into this like giant MMO multi-purpose game. So basically you are a pilot, you are a person that can fly spaceships. You're not the spaceship itself. It's all in first person. You can leave that ship whenever you want, but you can multi-crew ships. It's about playing as a group, or you can play solo, and and you can live on a planet. It's like Second Life in space with space combat and an economy, and it's very similar to EVE Online if it was first person, and incredibly high level of detail. If my brain wasn't so fucking broken from having a cold, I'd probably explain that a lot more simply. It is what it is. Should I buy an Avenger pack or the Aurora pack? I would buy the Mustang Alpha pack, personally. Mothma. You can get an Avenger in-game pretty quick, even with a starter pack, even just with the Mustang. And if you did have the spare money and you're like, I want the Avenger, I do like the Avenger Titan. I do. My wish is, number 1, no more wipes of money and ships. Yep, I agree with that. 100% no right reserved bullshit, OBS. 2, server meshing. 3, good working smart AI van. Yeah, okay. Smart AI is pretty high on the list, admittedly. When will the player status system be in? So we've got player status technically already. It tracks your health and your stamina and your oxygen. But 3.9 is when we get the next iteration of the player status system, which also tracks heat. I think inebriation and some other stuff as well. But food, first, heat in 3.9. Hurricane is the line of the areas. Again, that makes sense. Is Tony's quanta dynamic economy layer on the roadmap? Not really. It is, but not. So 3.9 is the start of some of that dynamic economy layer. So it's the dynamic mission system. It's some of the economy elements. It's sort of like they're building it in step. Will hireable NPC crew be effective in mining? They should be able to mine. We can do a walk around of the ship if you want. Yeah. So I'm in this turret at the bottom at the moment. Hello. Let us bring it back in. You can see the shield go and cover it again as it retracts in. So each of those mining turrets are entirely locked off from the rest of the ship with a bulkhead. And here's where you'd store your suit. You'd have your flight suit there, or whatever kind of suit you wanted to wear. You can see there's 2 basically airlocks. Well, 2 airlock doors, I suppose is what I mean there. A single airlock. So we're in the bottom of the ship. This lift leads downstairs. Boop. Outside the ship, and that's how you'd get in and out. Over here we've got some components and a little engineering readout. I should get some info on it later. Over here we've got another one of those turrets. We've got one on each side. And then we can go up here. And we're at the sort of like center rear of the ship. It's, again, a little sealed off cab. We've got a kitchenette and a little area to eat. And then towards the back of the ship, we've got the bunk beds. We've got area for 4 people to sleep. We've got more suit storage as well. See, very important to have that suit storage. And you can do FPS mining as well with the crew if you wanted to. Got a toilet there as well for hygiene. So you've got your hygiene, you've got your sleepies, you've got your food and your drink. You've got downstairs, you've got your 2 mining turrets and external access to the ship. And then we move into a components and fuel room. So this is like some sort of gas thing. I'm not entirely sure what this does. I'm not sure if this is fuel for the ship, or I'm not sure if this is what's driving the mining lasers. It's got like gas and... or it could be where the mining materials are coming in and being sorted or crunched up or refined. Lightly refined. But something like that. Or maybe it's all of that. I mean, it looks... looking at it, it is looking like more and more like it is something to do with the mining process. And it probably will sort out and chuck out the bits that we don't want and sort it into different things before it goes into the saddlebags. This probably goes into the saddlebags, which are below us. That makes more sense. This is something for the saddlebags. This is a sorting system / refining system / grinding up of the materials that we brought in. Isn't it? Right? And a components room. Got the rest of the components there. And down there is the front mining cab. Oh god, we're in a big dust storm. The pilot's chair, which can scan for minerals as well. And all the mining lasers are extractors as well. So they're not just... whoop. Got such a huge angular range of movement, these turrets. Here power? Yes. This one's got 270 degrees range of movement. You can see at the top left, the turret. If I right click, press M first to go into mining mode. Oh. Turn it into extraction mode. Oh, I've sort of like knocked my ship over. Feels like it's been blown over in the dust storm though. I think it's because I sent the lift down. Whoops. Oh well. That's the interior of the bad boy. Thank you very much, Captain Nelsons, for subscribing. Very much appreciated. Oop. So some of the ladders don't work properly, so you just do a running jump at them. And if you slide off them. So they're pretty ladders. It's my porn star name. You have a mole! Yes, I do. Nice parking. It wasn't parked like that a minute ago! Is the area behind the cockpit perhaps the processing room? Yes, I think it is. I think that makes more sense, that is where the mining lasers filter into, and then it goes into the saddlebags. Yeah? And then it discards the materials you don't want. As far as modularity goes, can I theoretically put some other something other than mining heads on the cab arms? No, I don't believe so. They're wrong attachment points. So there might be some other things that are similar to a mining laser in the future, maybe, but that's speculation. Is extraction mode the first iteration of tractor beams? Sort of, yes. I mean, tractor beams are a beam as well. But you could also say that our mining laser is the first sort of beam weapon we've got in game. Did the wind blow your mole silos? I think it was the elevator that I sent down. When in Jan do you expect to see the fully rescoped roadmap to be visible to all of us? I don't know. I would expect by the sort of like end of the second week of January is what I'd hope. I'm going to try and get on a studio tour during February and April at CRG in the Winslow branch. I'll keep on poking them to give me a tour. With the mining heads being swappable, do you think we might be able to swap it for cutters or other options? It's possible, but I think they'd all be focused on the mining laser type thing. When in January do we expect... that's what I've already talked about. The mining laser cuts through players pretty quickly. Do we see drone gameplay coming? We could see drone gameplay coming next year, potentially. I mean, they are effectively just little remote turrets that are detached from ships. Do you see the Crucible getting a size increase when it comes based on the new ship concept? No, the Crucible was built with the new systems, I think. That shouldn't increase in size. You should watch Salty Mike's mining video. It's pretty sweet. Oh, check it out, Robert. No worries. I do like twerk stuff. Or the artist previously known as twerk. Molly, molly, mole. How'd you get a mole? You. So I think I got one because I'm Evacardi. That's what I'd expect. Someone said Evacardi have got moles, so I logged into my Evacardi account, and I went, "I've got a mole. Can the mole filter out inert materials? It should be able to in the future. Not in 3.8 as far as I'm aware. This is functionality I've not seen. Do you know when the mole will be on sale? 3.8 live or later today. What ammo do you put in the multi-tool? You don't put ammo in the multi-tool. You can put attachments on it, you don't put any ammo in it. You know when we're about to hail our own ships? We talked about that earlier. They talked about it and they said they are looking into maybe doing something like that in the future. They did want Star Citizen to be very tactile. They didn't originally want that, but they are looking into it because lots of people are requesting it. What kind of impact do you estimate the physics crew factor will have on the Star Citizen? I think some of it's already done. So there's a lot of optimizations that Star Citizen needs, and it's incredibly unoptimized at the moment, and they want to make the world and what's going on in it much bigger and a lot more action-packed and a lot more going on. So they need these optimizations to, have the game that they want with high fidelity, and have lots of players flying around doing stuff. And the capital ships involved in these battles. What do you think when you're locked up? Your transport to. What do you think of when you're locked up your transport to a prison mining colony and have to FPS mine to pay your fines? What? So in 3.9, we've got prison gameplay. So if you are of a certain crime rating and you die within the range of security forces or a bounty hunter, then you will be, potentially some other stuff, you'll be waking up in Clesher automated prison on Aberdeen. And there is lots of gameplay associated with prisons, including the merit system. So you basically have a certain amount of merits that you have to pay off a merit debt based on the crimes that you committed. And then you'll have to, you can wait every minute, you'll get a merit. But you can also go mining below Clesher to get your merits quicker. You can also trade your merits with other inmates and that sort of stuff. You can also use merits to buy better mining equipment to get more mining stuff so you can earn more merits. Yeah, you can certainly destroy ships with the mine laser, or at least you were able to previously. Can you buy a cutlass and upgrade to a blue in November, and will that be cheaper, more expensive than just buying the blue? Thanks. I think it will be the same price. Over my expectation of this, they're going, the blue is a much better ship now and we're increasing its price. You still have to buy the upgrade, so. Nautilus in 2020? I mean, it's possible. The Nautilus, mine turrets are sort of appearing in the game, so. What else have we got here? Do you think we'll be able to transfer FUC between players? 3.9. There's an app on the Moby Glass, an accountancy app that I'm assuming will allow that. Sorry, I totally zoned out then. I'm pretty fucking tired. I'm going to answer a couple more questions, have a quick talk, and we'll have a look at the Christmas promotions again, and then I'm going to go. Because I'm going to collapse otherwise. Not collapse, I need to snooze. Hey, Board, just a quick question. How this NPC mining crew works. What are they going to do? What can I do with them? Thanks. When we have crew in-game, or AI modules in-game, they're going to be able to do derpy tasks, the AI modules. Probably more combat-related, the AI modules. So you put them in a turret. You can tell them to shoot all enemy ships within a certain range. And they'll sort of try and track them and fire at them. With NPC crew, they're going to be smaller than that, and they're about to do more complex tasks, and you should be able to have them mining in the turrets. So you select a turret, you select a rock to mine as a pilot, somehow mark it. I'm assuming Apex Legend middle mouse, and they'll beam it. You might be able to give more sweeping orders to mine all resources that are detected of this quality or whatever. Bam, and they just sort of like do that behavior. That's my expectation of NPC crew, and we don't know when we're getting them. They're building towards them, but there's a lot of stuff they need to do with the current AI in the game before they move on to NPC crew. Is the Argo mole still Evocati only? I believe so. We'll be able to keep our ships between patches from now on and Alpha UBC. So we're not sure if platform persistence is coming with the initial release of 3.8. It should be in the 3.8 release cycle, and then we'll have to see how viable it is for no more resets or less resets, or just because they might still need to reset sometimes, and with major patches sometimes. They are building towards true persistence after that, though. So at some point during 3.8, they'll go platform persistence, less resets. But might not be for the initial release. So bear that in mind. Do you think your mobiGlas will be taken away when you're in prison? No, I don't. What's your impression of the Squadron 42 mod Sloan delay analysis shown on Reddit? I don't know. I haven't seen that. I do know in the BBC Click thing, they said that they'd been promised Squadron 42 episode 1 next year. I'll have a read of that. You're more than welcome to Supernova, Nad. Can you PM me that? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Let me have a look on the Reddit. Can't see anything on the Reddit and Hot. Feel free to PM me it and I'll have a look. But those are major focus on Squadron 42. And they need to get server-side object container streaming done for it as well, because client and server-side object container streaming are built into all of the systems in-game in some way, shape or form, whether that be single-player or multiplayer. They're sort of both needed because the server and the client are the same thing in a single-player game. They are pushing for Squadron 42 for it to be feature complete in 2020, and some of us think that could potentially herald a release in 2020 if we were really fucking lucky. But they are certainly pushing for a feature complete game in 2020 for Squadron 42 episode 1. Are the brown areas on Microtech non-icy areas? Yes. There are flora there. Yes. There are slightly more greener fields as well. There was an RSI posting from 2013 that said multiple game packages on the account give you NPCs to use. Has anything been said since then? Don't expect that anymore. We'll have to wait and see what that actually means. It might mean multiple characters on your account. It might mean that you have NPCs that you can use, but we'll have to wait and see. Do you know where I can access the armor from the digital goodies pack? You can't yet. That's what I know so far about that. I'll do a video up on it if it requires any more accessibility than it's just on your account. And if it's just on your account when it goes live or in a patch, then I'll say that as well. Hi guys, is a new patch out that solves the constant 30k errors? Looks like board is in game without props right now. That is true. I haven't had... So with this P patch, I've not had any 30k problems. Though people that were playing on the P patch 3 hours before I was in were. So, but I think they were doing some stress testing. Good that I'm actually on. I can show people that we haven't had a 30k, been on for a while. Oh, yo. Let's get somewhere a little flatter. Bloody sandstorms. And they're very rude. That's my... I mean, I laughed. Oh, there we go. Now we are no longer falling over. Perfect. There's a nice hero shot of this. Key blinding. Yeah, that's fine. Oof. I'm not watching The Mandalorian yet, but I will check it out. I've only watched the first of the new Star Wars trilogy. I haven't watched Rise of the Skywalker or the other one. How do I PM you? Good question. On my Discord or contact at BoredGamer.co.uk will get straight through to me on the emails. Are you entering the holiday conquest? Let's have a look at this stuff. So I don't typically enter competitions that CIG put out. I probably never will unless there's a specific content creator competition that people are like, you should do that. So we've got the Christmas promotion stuff on at the moment. There are 2 arty competitions. One, a Christmassy screenshot competition where you can win some ships. There's create a Christmas card competition. Again, you can win some ships, which are pretty cool. I might print some of these off for people, actually. In 3.8 in the PTU, and when it goes live, you'll be able to find Christmas packages around the verse, hidden around, which you can sell or store in your hab or whatever. But you are able to sell them at commodity kiosks. We also have some cool stuff. We have some discounts of on game packages. So my suggestion for people that haven't got Star Citizen yet, sign up with a BoredGamer referral link such as boardgamer.co.uk/enlist. Bam, we'll fill it in. And then you can buy yourself a Mustang Alpha, would be my recommended starting ship. Some people want to start with a Avenger Titan. Oh, the Squadron 42 one that went up to $96 has now disappeared entirely. Huh. Huh. Avenger Titan is certainly a ship that other people might consider. But I recommend Mustang Star, $5 off. What is it? $40 as long as you don't have to pay VAT. I think that's a fucking bargain. There's other ones as well if you want to get something more. But how much a lifetime insurance do they have? 2 years insurance. Not too bad. Great for your starter ship, right? There's also some merch. Some of it's already disappeared. We've got some socks, which have the server-side order container streaming code on, because they're monstrous. I was making some BoredGamer socks for Christmas that were of a similar idea, and CIG have expertly used their own IP before I did. What a monster. Cool, thank you, Jaden Cattrall. Jaden Cattrall has found the link to the Squadron 42 Squadron 42 one. Draw a link here. Right. Well, I hope that was entertaining for people. I hope you learnt something, such as stuff with Star Citizen, what I'm doing for Christmas. I'm cooking for my parents. I'm really fucking tired. Hopefully, the mole will go on sale tonight, and we'll get a ship buyer's guide to the mole. Okay, so originally when I started making content, I wanted to do a should you buy series for ships, and the thingamajig STL Youngblood already had ship buyers should you buy series, so I changed my series name to Ship Buyer's Guide. Now, like 8 other content creators are having that have the same name for their Ship Buyer's Guide series. God damn it. Sorry, that's just me having a bit of a whinge and a moan. But yes, so 3.8 I would expect over the weekend to go live. There is various things they need to fix in it. I mean, even if it's not ready, they'll probably still push it out live in my opinion. And then do a hot fix as quick as they can. But typically, I don't enter the holiday competitions. The drop shadow on the HUD's really good. We've needed that since the forever. With Delamar being the only planet that moved from the Stanton system, doesn't this make Stanton the main system of the game and leave other systems empty by comparison? What? There's no other systems. There's only the Stanton system at the moment. Can you store credit to buy actual physical items on the website? I thought so. If cups will persist, will corpses. So everything will persist to a certain degree when we have full persistence in game. Okay. There's going to be importance level, and after a while, assets will get cleaned up after a certain amount of time if they're not interacted with after a certain amount of time based on their importance. If you've hidden a load of weapons and stuff, they will last there for months potentially. But if it's a corpse or shells coming out of a gun, if they're not interacted with, they might deplete after 3 to 5 hours or something. Do you know what I mean? So I really like the Ares as a ship. Let's bring this up on the screen. The Ares is one of probably my favourite fighter that they've concepted. I like alpha striking ships. So the Ion is the perfect alpha strike ship. It's a size 7 sniper gun. Bam! It's huge amount of damage for sniping someone that's not paying attention, or for shooting at capital ships, or support. And that sort of stuff. I mean, I like the Inferno as well, but the Iron has got like a load of extra systems, and I love it. It's annoying, this concept. If it was straight deployable, that'd be perfect. I have got one of each of these bad boys because I wanted them. But, I think it's fucking great. One of my favourite ships they've concepted. Probably my favourite fighter they've concepted. That then the Saber. Maybe then the Saber sort of like similarly, but I think they're very cool. Size 7 gun with the ship stuck to it. Perfect. We are going to dash off in a second, though. Do you feel the impact of storms on Microtech on your ships? You will. At the moment, not so much beyond visibility. But you will have a lot more sounds, and they will affect your atmospheric flight in the future. And systems will have operating temperatures as well. So if it's too hot or too cold, that could cause problems for your ship. Being cold is probably good to some degree, so the systems don't overheat. But being too hot probably could cause your systems to overheat a lot more. Can you mine and pilot the mole from one seat? No. So each of the mining cabs, there's one at the front and bottom. There. And there's two on each, one on each of the sides. The pilot is there in the top cab, but the mining one is below it. So you can pilot from there, but you need someone down there to mine. Whether you're sharing videos, thank you very much appreciated. Thank you for so many people chucking me lots of money. That's very much appreciated as well. You crazy individuals, you. Regarding Stanton as main system and Delamar, I was referring to the future state of the game when there are more systems. Stanton is a cross-section system, so it's got a large diversity of architecture and biomes and lots of different stuff going on, and it's a great place to have pirates and lawful and outlaw gameplay and all this sort of stuff. That's why it was chosen. They're going to be building out other systems. You'll see Pyro in 2020. Those systems might be slightly less fleshed out than Stanton is when they first come online, obviously. But there's going to be like Terra system and other systems they're going to be building out and moving towards the Odin system, which is the Squadron 42 one, which is heavily built out already, probably. How much starting cash in the PTU? And why are people reporting different amounts? So starting cash is tied to the amount of UEC you also have on your account. If you've bought UEC, you've got UEC rewards or whatever, you get that in addition to any other starting cash you would normally get. Previously, we got like 5 million given to us each PTU, or at least the Cardi did. Do you recommend this game? At the moment, I love Star Citizen. Okay, I think it's a great project. It's a beautiful tourist destination. It's great coming in, jumping in, and having a look, see what they've done over the last quarter or whatever. Every time they release a major patch, bam, bam, bam. It is not a sit down and play game. I cannot recommend it as a game to play at this point. If you want to get involved in its development, now is the perfect time to do that. That's giving your feedback, playing different parts of the game and saying if you like them, don't like them, if it's terrible, helping with the balance, getting involved with that stuff. It's great to do now. And if you want to get involved with the project, awesome. Also, if you like what you see, you're like, oh, actually, I want to play in this sort of like slightly sandboxy, crazy environment. There are organisations that you can get involved with that play hundreds of hours now, even each month. Bam, you can get involved with them, play every day, do some crazy stuff, do lots of sandbox content. It's just the sun is going down. That is a real entity. That sun in the center of the system, and my planet, because I am on Hurston, is rotating. At 3.8 is currently on the PTU, open PTU for everyone though. It's got a game package. I'm expecting 3.8 to go live this weekend at some point, even if it's not finished. It will go. My expectation is it goes live and then they'll hotfix it. I mean, data as cargo and data gameplay is coming, that's for sure. I would expect to see it next year, but I'm not sure when. If you get your cup of tea, I'm going to have one in a second. Right, I am going to dash off now. Thank you very much for watching today. Very much appreciated. I'm sorry that I'm not around for a huge amount of time. I did stay for a couple of hours. I've got severe pains in my chest from overly coughing. It's not heart attack, don't you worry. I'm pretty unfit, but it's not that. It's just me coughing up. Got a horrible cold. I'm going to go have a snooze. Cup of tea, snooze. Wake up, see if there's any more Star Citizen news, see if the mole's on sale, see if 3.8 has gone live, see if there's a new anything come out. Let me just double check to make sure nothing new on on Reddit. Nothing I can see. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. Very much appreciated. I will be streaming and doing stuff around Christmas as well. I am going to be taking probably Christmas Day off. I might do some social posting. And New Year's Day and, well, at least New Year's Day off, because I'll be hungover. And maybe a couple of other days during Christmas. I need some day to chill the fuck out. And then we'll be back on with more Star Citizen content. And I do need to get Zin employed so that she is my editor and my cameraman, woman, and various other things. Like I need someone to work with the content they want to get done. Editing and the beauty shots is my weakness in Star Citizen, and if I can resolve that weakness and make better content and make more content and stream more, make more videos and expand into other stuff as well. So slightly more stuff other than just Star Citizen as well occasionally, but more Star Citizen in general. Then I'm looking forward to that for 2020. But if anyone's got any other questions they want to ask me, you can contact me on my Discord. There's a thread for it, or you can PM me there, or you can contact me on contact@boredgamer.co.uk. Thank you so much for all the YouTube join members. That really is fucking helping my channel grow. People on Patreon, people on Subscribestar, people that donate, and people that just chuck money at me constantly in bits and all that sort of stuff. It is very much appreciated. It is a massively community supported channel. I will tell you something else actually. So CIG offer some content creators every major release, it looks like now with 3.7 and this time with 3.8, they offer them free ship or ships or stuff to give away for their audience. I refuse that, unfortunately, at the moment anyway, because I don't want to be seen. Well, people are more than welcome to call me a shill, and they will call me a shill, whatever. But I want to be able to go, you are wrong, demonstrably wrong, because I do not take shit from them. So I don't take. They offered me a Argo mole, and I went, thank you very much. I will not accept that Argo mold for a giveaway, but thank you very much. And please keep me in mind for the future, because that might change in the future. This is not taking money away from the development. I did realise this. Originally, I was like, that's basically taking money away from people that have paid. But it's not. But I don't want to be in a position where people can go, you're a shill, because you take stuff from them. You can call me a shill. You can say I've got a vested interest in Star Citizen doing well, because I've got a channel on it, and I really like it. Cool, yeah. I invested in it. I've put like $3,000 into buying chips for it and stuff. You can say that. But don't say that the idea of never giving me a computer, they've never paid for me to go to an event, they've never given me the free ships for giveaways, that sort of stuff, so I've avoided that. I have a cup and a saucer, and some pin badges, which I believe have been available to everyone that I've gone on studio tours or been to events anyway, so... But obviously, I've still got my character giveaway, which is funded by Patreons or that sort of stuff as well. So, thank you very much for that. There's no hidden, secret little donations from CIG going into me stealthily. Not that I'm aware anyway. I hope that's that's not the case. I hope they're not entirely funding me on Patreon or something. That'd be madness. But I'm pretty sure I'd be told by that. It's all just fans. Thank you very much, G-Sharp. Very much appreciated for the bits at the end of the stream. But yeah, thank you very much for watching me, guys. Very much appreciated. Hope you have a great Christmas or holiday season or whatever you celebrate. And as I said, if you've got questions, give me a poke. I'll still be producing content throughout the week. And I'm looking forward to playing 3.8 a lot. 3.8 live, we will be playing regularly on the Discord. So get involved with that. G and Zen will be playing as well, helping organise stuff. They're probably not the best at organising things for Star Citizen, but I'll get some of the other guys on my Discord to help organise as well. Like people like you, Mantis, probably. You know, you're active, you're smart. Anyway, you take care, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Love your faces, and yeah, peace out. Oh, people, Zero, thank you very much. Pair character stretching his arms forward, raising his thumbs up. It gives me a description of what they are. He's done it again. Appreciate the money. The money makes the free stuff easier to not accept. Yeah, you take care, guys. Thank you very much for the love. We'll host someone, actually. We'll host someone. Yeah, let's go to Twitch. Makes sense to share the love, doesn't it? No. Bam. What else have we got here? We'll drop in on Saurus. That seems reasonable, right? Dash. 3. Bam. Happy Christmas, guys. Happy New Year. If I don't see you before then, I will be streaming again, though, so don't worry too much about that. And I'll see you soon. And we'll get more content up for the weekend. I need to complete Boneworks. And then I need to learn Mech Warrior 5. I'm tired. I'm tired. Love you guys. Take care. Mwah.